Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the City of Peekskill's Mayor Challenge softball game. I'm Joe DeChristopher, and we're here at Peekskill Stadium for tonight's game between the City of Peekskill employees and members of the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce. It should be a lot of fun tonight. The weather is a little shaky, but we're going to play ball, and you'll see a lot of familiar faces out on the field that you'll see around town also. And here to get us started is Debbie Malone, the Executive Director of the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce, and she will read off the starting lineups for the Chamber team. And then after that, we'll have Ray Glassoff from the Recreation Department, who will read off the lineups for the City of Peekskill employee team. Debbie?
Thanks a lot, Dixie. All right, guys, as I call your name, go out to the third baseline. From True Payroll Integration, Brian McCormick. From EVO Merchant Services, Ken J. From Division Street Grill, Arnie Paglia. Come on, Arnie. From Prudential Rivertowns Real Estate, John Malone. From ITI Strategies, Pat Lennon. From the Peekskill Museum, Bob Mayer. From the Peekskill Business Improvement District, Jason Angel. From UBS Financial, Laura Miller. From Bill Bolt's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, we have a few players from their company, so I'm going to announce them. Danielle Bassiano. Ariana Villarreal. Chris Marshauser. John Downey. Josh Alexander. Jim Basil. From the This Is Me Foundation, Nikki Brady. From A Very Good Cause, James and Tom Keogh. From the Examiner News, Rick Pizzullo. And from ABM Janitorial Services, Daniel Mucci. Last, I'd like to announce and welcome and thank our coach for the night, Coach Lou Panzanero.
Okay, now for the home team. City of Peekskill employees, if you can line up on the first base line. Mike Welty, Director of Planning. Mike Ritter, Recreation. Mike Vigiano, Fire Department. Scott Madonna, Police Department. Dante Harris, Recreation. Nick Soto, Recreation. Harvey Barnes, Department of Public Works. Amanda Picciano, Recreation Pool. Angela Marriott, Lifeguard. Jimmy Robinson, Department of Public Works. Player Coach Fran Burnell, Director of Human Services. Let's have a good game and go easy on the umpire.
Okay, and that umpire would be Ray Glassoff, who just read off the starting lineups for the City of Peekskill team. So we're almost ready to get started here. Ray's going to run downstairs and get his umpire gear ready. As you heard, the coaches of tonight's game for the Chamber of Commerce team is Coach Lou Panzanero, the longtime head coach of the Peekskill High School basketball team, 31 years, I believe, and this will be Lou's first winter without coaching basketball. So it'll be a different kind of winter for Lou, but he will be coaching the Chamber of Commerce team, and Debbie Malone in charge down there, keeping everybody organized in the dugout. And Fran Brunel, the Director of Human Services for the City of Peekskill, will coach the City of Peekskill team. Fran, now at City Hall, formerly up at the Recreation Department, has been with the city for 30-plus years, and his partner up there in the Rec Department, Ray Glassoff, again, will umpire the game. And we thank Ray and Debbie for getting this game together, putting the Mayor's Challenge back on the field for the City of Peekskill. And as the game goes on, we'll talk a little bit about the history of the Mayor's Challenge game. Now, we did read off lineups, and the Chamber of Commerce is going to bat their full contingent of players. So it's about 17 or 18 players. They'll bat right through. They'll only play 10 in the field. And we think we have all the names straight. If not, we apologize. We'll get as many as possible correct. And also Ray handing out the baseballs now, getting ready to start the game. To his catcher, it looks like Fran is going to pitch for the city team. And we look around the infield, we see Scott McDonough, a local policeman, at third base, Nick Soto at short, Mike Welty at second, and Mike Vigiano at first, Mike Ritter in left, Harvey Barnes in left center, Dante Harris in right center, and Amanda in right field, and her sister Angela catching. To get those last names correct. We will do that shortly. That's Amanda Picciano catching and Angela Marriott in right field. So there you get a good look at the Chamber dugout. A lot of people over there, a lot of players. And this should be a lot of fun. Really, it's kind of a loose kind of game, slow pitch softball. Everybody looking to have fun. Don't want anyone to get hurt. But again, just to have a good time. And again, Debbie Malone and Ray Glass all putting this together for the City of Peekskill. We got Mike Miner running the board over here. Billy Miner running the board. Mike controlling the cameras here at Peekskill Stadium, as they do a great job as usual. Thanks, Mike and Billy. And it looks like we're just about ready to get going. We're going to kind of, as the Chamber team comes up, we're going to kind of read the lineup as they go. With that many players, we're going to go 2 sheets of scorebook here and do it the best we can. So we're going to make sure we keep track of the runs. We don't get anybody cheated out of runs. But Ray's got his mask on. He's got his nice old-time chest protector on. He's ready to go. You get a good look at Ray. Oh, he's going to toss it aside. Okay, he's got the chest protector already. That's what Vidge said. And Nikki D. Brady is going to be the leadoff batter here for the Chamber of Commerce team. Nikki, of course, with This Is Me Foundation, her sister Lauren Brady, and the whole Brady family, very big in the This Is Me Foundation. They do a great job raising money. And Nikki's just about ready to get started. Ray's talking to Coach Lou Panzanero. The This Is Me Foundation, raising money for people with alopecia, and also for first pitch in there for a strike. For also a fundraiser for a couple of good friends of theirs, Ryan Risco and Caitlin Pohill, who both passed away tragically a couple years ago, and they raised a lot of money for scholarships in their names for local high school residents. Now, Nikki hits a ground ball to third, and Scott McDonough makes a wild throw. Nikki's going to get all the way to third base on the wild throw. So Vidge couldn't handle the throw. There you see Nikki with a hard grounder. Scott fields, throws high. Vidge got no hops, and the ball goes down the line. Nikki is on third base with nobody out. And that's going to bring up Ken J now. Ken J, the batter. Ken with the EVO Merchant Service. He's got a base hit to left field, and that'll drive in Nicky D. So already the Chamber on the board with a run. Ken J with a base hit. So 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Ken J at first. And the batter is Dan. We didn't get Dan's last name. He came just a little bit late. He was in the dugout when Dan arrived to the game. Lou put him in the third spot in the order. So we'll try to get that later for you. A runner on first and nobody out. Fran Burnell on the mound. Here's a pop-up foul and out of play. Third baseman Scott McDonough, a local police officer, playing third. Get a good look at Scott there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's another grounder to third. McDonough fields, throws, this time in time to get the runner. But on the play, Kenny J moves up to second base. He's at second now with 1 out. And now to bring up Laura Miller. Laura with UBS Financial. 1 out, runner on second. That pitch swung on and missed. And speaking with Lou Panzanero before the game and in the dugout, he basically is going to have 2 players for each position. They'll alternate odd and even innings. That pitch a little short. 1-1 now to Laura Miller. Here's a grounder right back to Fran. He fakes out the runner. Good job by Fran. He's got him in a rundown. And the throw to second to Mike Welty, and they get the runner in the rundown for the out. They faked out Mike Miner too with the camera. Good play by Fran. Fran's an old baseball, softball player. Good play there. Pump fake. 2 outs now with a runner on first. Laura goes to first on the fielder's choice. And that first pitch is fouled off. And this is Tom, and we don't have Tom's last name either. Tom's a big guy, though. He's got a runner at first with 1 out. The Chamber leads 1-0. Here's a grounder to first base. Vidge fields easily and steps on the bag to retire the side. So not a bad inning for Fran. He gives up the 1 run on just 1 hit. There you see the play by Vidge. Handles it nicely. And in the middle of the first inning, it's the Chamber of Commerce 1 and the City of Peekskill employees coming to bat. So Fran Burnell is the coach of the City of Peekskill team, and Fran, a graduate of Yorktown High School, again has been with the city for 30-plus years. Started up in the recreation department and now is down at City Hall and with human resources. And he has set his lineup for today. He's got some recreation employees, police department, DPW, fireman, Vigiano. So Fran versus Lou Panzanero here. Now the Mayor's Challenge goes back probably over 15 years ago. I think it basically was Don Forster, I think, came up with the initial idea. And the way it was, the way it originated was there were several teams involved in a small tournament, and there were, each department had a team. The recreation had a team, the police had a team, DPW had a team, the Chamber had a team, and there was maybe a 6 or 8 team tournament that played over the course of maybe 2 weeks or so, and really some good fun softball games were played up in the Depew Park and at Franklin Park. And really was a lot of fun. And it was a co-ed game, as tonight's game is. Back then, there were rules on how many girls had to be on the field, and every team had female players. And the tradition continuing here now in 2014. And leading it off for the city team is Angela Marriott, who is a lifeguard up at the Depew Park pool. Bob Mayer on the mound.
Lisa's, is it Lisa's, the ice cream place? I'm bringing these tubs of ice, Italian ice out. Rita's. They donate. Okay, so give them a plug.
Got it. Okay, Angela at bat here. 3-0 count. Bob Mayer is the pitcher. Bob with the Peekskill Museum did a great job last summer with the Old Timers Classic. It really was a great weekend that Bob put together. Here's a line drive base hit to left field. So Angela has the leadoff hit for the City of Peekskill team. She's at first with nobody out. And coming up to bat is her sister, Amanda Picciano. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Past the glove of Nikki Brady and through for a base hit. So Angela and Amanda have back-to-back base hits. They are from the Picciano family from the Peekskill Ice on Washington Street. Long-time business here in the city of Peekskill. And that's going to bring up Harvey Barnes now. Harvey, a Peekskill High School graduate, played baseball at Peekskill, has played with the Peekskill Tides. And he rips one to deep left field underneath it, makes the catch. And the runner on second goes back. Was almost doubled off there. That was Angela. Well, she thought that was the third out. Harvey gets a good rip into it, but played well by the left fielder. And here's Scott McDonough now from the police department. He's up with one out. Runners at first and second. That pitch in there for a strike. Here's a pop-up in short right field. Nikki going back, and the right fielder makes the catch for the second out. Good play by the right fielder there. 2 outs now. Nikki going back at first, and always you want to let the outfielder make that play. It's a much easier play, and he called Nikki off to make the to get the out. Here's Nick Soto, and he rips one down the left field line, foul. Nick, another graduate of Peekskill High School, a graduate of the Peekskill Apollo Little League, currently attending University of Albany, playing baseball there. Also played for the Tides last year. I don't think Nick is playing for them this year, but Nick, a really good ball player. Here's a drive to deep left field, left center. Left fielder going back, center fielder going back, and he makes a catch almost to the warning track. Nice catch by the left center fielder. Nick gave it a ride, but a good play by the outfielder there to retire the side. So Bob Mayer doing a nice job, gives up 2 hits to start the game and then gets 3 fly ball out. So that'll retire the side here in the first. And after 1 inning, it's the Chamber of Commerce 1 and the City of Peekskill 0. So we'll move to the top of the second, try to keep track of this lineup. But we were talking about the history of the Mayor's Challenge and going back to the late 90s and into the early 2000s. And at one point, there was a game between the City of Peekskill and the town of Cortland. The Mayor's Challenge became that for a couple years. And then the game was dormant for a couple years. But and then there was a time where businesses all had teams, and they played the tournament down here at Peekskill Stadium. They played sometimes in the fall and in the evening under the lights. And again, Debbie and Ray getting the Mayor's Challenge back here in 2014. So Fran Burnell will be on the mound here for the second inning. And stepping up for the chamber here in the second. First pitch is popped up to center, right center. And there's Dante Harris, and he makes the catch. Good play by Dante. That was Brian McCormick made that out. And the next batter is Bob. Let's see who Bob is. We got first names only to start, and I have to look on the list to see Bob Mayer. Oh, that's not Bob Mayer. That's another Bob. And there's a base hit to center field. Nick with a diving try, could not handle it. So Bob's on with a base hit. And the wild throw in, he goes to second. Okay, that's going to bring up Pat. Pat Lennon, I believe. And she hits one to left field. There's Mike Ritter settling under it in fair territory, and he makes the catch, stumbling a little bit. Here's the tag up. And Bob moves to third. Good play by Mike Ritter. A little bit shaky. You see him stumbling around out there a little bit, but he makes a good play, makes the catch, throws a little offline. Okay. Now we have Mary Ann. First pitch is a little deep. Yes. There's a ground ball base hit to left field. That'll drive in a second run for the chamber. Okay, next batter. Here's another fly ball to left field. Mike trying to settle under it, going back, and makes the catch. So Mike Ritter with an adventure out there. But he gets 2 out of the 3 outs, but not before the chamber scores another run, and they lead 2-0 here at the end of 1.5 innings. That was John Malone, who flew out there to left field. So Mike Ritter stumbling around, but Mike doing a fine job of making the catch and retiring the side. But the chamber leads now 2-0. We'll move to the bottom of the second. Coach Lou asking Ray how many innings. And I guess they're going to decide on 9. Okay, plenty of players. So Bob Mayer on the mound for the chamber team. They lead 2-0 here. We move to the bottom of the second inning. Now umpire Ray Glassoff. Again, Ray organizing tonight's game with Debbie Malone. Ray has been up in the recreation office for 15 years plus. And a lot of you will know Ray from many of the youth programs, the youth activities, the sports programs. That's Ray's expertise. Ray, a graduate of Hendrick Hudson High School, three sports star, baseball, basketball, football. And Ray has done a great job here in the city of Peekskill running the sports programs for the youth and other programs also. And Mike Welty will lead it off now for the city team. Mike is the director of planning here in the city of Peekskill. Left-handed batter. Two nothing chamber. First, next pitch swung on and missed. 0-2 now to Mike Welty. Mike fairly new to the city, Mike, yes? Yeah, Mike, about a year or so, I think he was mentioning down by the dugout before the game. So it's good to have Mike on board And that one swung on and missed. So Bob Mayer gets a strikeout here to start the second inning. Ray with his first punch out. And here comes Jimmy Robinson. Jimmy, another graduate of Peekskill High School, member of some of Lou's greatest basketball teams, member of the Five Fingers, I believe, or shortly after the Five Finger team. Here's a ground ball. Foul. Back a third. Jimmy works with the DPW. Does a lot of work with the youth also in the city. Ran the youth basketball program for a while years ago. And Jimmy works on this field. Does a lot of the work for the Parks Department. Here's a ground ball to third, fielded. And the throw over. In time. So 5-3, retires Jimmy Robb. And that's going to bring up Mike Ritter. Mike, another graduate of Peekskill High School and a member of Coach Morrow's great basketball teams back in the early 80s, late 70s and early 80s. Mike was one of the famous five-finger players. Here's a drive to center field. Looks like it's going to drop in, and it does. Base hit for Mike Ritter. Mike was a member of that squad, and if you remember, was back in the winter of 76, 77 when most of that team as freshmen and sophomores were brought up halfway through the year by Coach Morrow, and they made a good run in the sectionals, losing to eventual winner Woodlands. But that team later on won, I believe, 2 sectional championships. Here's Vidge with a drive to center, and off the glove of the center fielder. Looks like his left fielder cut in front of him and shielded him a little bit. So Vidge is on. We'll give him a hit. And the city of Peekskill has runners at first and second with 2 out. And here comes Dante Harris, another graduate of Peekskill High School, currently attending Cortland State, graduate of the Peekskill Apollo Little League, one of the more recent graduates. Dante is probably just turned 21. We had Dante with many of our Little League All-Star and summer teams. I remember his birthday was always during the season, sometime in July. Here's a pop-up on the infield. And Artie Paglia makes the catch. Good play by Artie to retire Dante. So Bob Mayer throwing a shutout here after 2 innings. The Chamber leads the City of Peekskill employees 2-0. So Arnie, no, well, he has a hat on. No, they told me he had to wear a hat. So Arnie with his trousers and coming over from second base to make a good play. We're going to move to the top of the third. Chamber leads the City of Peekskill employees 2-0. And, you know, it's the 1st of August. Tonight is the 1st of August. It's kind of a gray night. The rain has really stayed away from here. Everywhere else in the county, it rained really hard today. And there was a little bit of rain here. It kind of wet the field down perfectly. And it looks like the rain is stopped for the time being. Hopefully we'll hold off for the rest of the night. But it is August already. And, of course, there are still at least 1 or 2 riverfront concerts to go this summer. Wednesday nights down at the riverfront, and also the children's series down at the riverfront, I believe, on Monday night. So, and we spoke to Fran a little while ago, and he just wanted to let everyone know that Rita's Ice from up in the Beach Shopping Center has provided some ice and ice cream for the players during and after the game. And Rita's, again, does a great job here in the city. They are a sponsor of the Peekskill Apollo Little League, have been for the last couple years. They've done a really nice job. So thank you to Rita's Ice, again, up in the Beach Shopping Center for your contribution and your support. Here's a ground ball to short. Nick Soto bobbles, and then he can't pick it up. So that is James Keogh from a very good cause. James Keogh on base to lead off the third inning for the Chamber. Now we got to go to our second page of the lineup. And this is Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander from Bill Volts. Many employees from Bill Volts playing in tonight's game, about 4 or 5 employees. Josh is one of them. He's up here with nobody out and a runner on first base. Fran with a high arc on his pitches. Ray may have to call him a little illegal. And he flattens it out there. Josh pops it up on the infield. Nick settling under that one. And he makes the catch for the first out here in the third. Okay, thank you, Mike. This is Rick Pizzulo now the batter from the Yorktown Examiner. Here's a hard grounder to third, fielded by McDonough. Throw to second to Jimmy Robb is offline and into right field. And Rick is on the error. And James will move to third. So Rick rips it hard. Scott fields it nicely, throws to second, but a little offline for Robbie. So runners at first and third now. This is Chris Jones, Mike. This is Jason. We believe there's a line drive into right field. That'll drive in a run. Bobbled out there. Pizzulo will go from first to third. The play to second is in time. Nice play by Fran cutting the ball off to get Jason. Jason Angel from Peekskill Bit. Okay, that was Jason. Had the nice hit, but thrown out at second. Oh, Jason's up now. Okay, we lost track in the lineup. Okay, here's Jason. Pizzulo was at third now. Here's a high drive to left field. Ritter coming in. Settles underneath. And nice play by Harvey Barnes to retire Jason. Mike was, again, a little bit shaky. But they planned that. They probably practiced that. If you notice on the replay, watch Harvey. He knows something's up. Harvey stays right near Mike. Look how he gets closer and closer. He's ready for the bobble. There it is. And Harvey making the alert play for the third out. But not before the Chamber scores another run. I don't know how to score that, Mike. That would be F7-8 maybe to do that double way there. But another run for the Chamber, and after 2.5 innings, they lead the city of Peekskill 3-0. So good job by Harvey there, being alert and catching the bobble by Mike Ritter. Mike getting a lot of action out there. But he's doing okay. Bob Mayer still on the mound for the Chamber team. And again, as we mentioned before, Bob did a great job last summer at the Peekskill Museum with the old timers game, highlighting. We televised that game, and Bob was on, did an interview with us during the game and beforehand, and the ceremony down at the Peekskill Museum, and highlighting the old Peekskill Highlanders, right, Mike? That's who they were. And had a lot of great photos. Had some of the old players back that were here for the game that the Tides played, that we televised, and had some of the old timers here up in the booth being interviewed during the game. It was a great weekend, and Bob put that all together and did a nice job with it. Oh, there's Janine. Okay, she's sitting with Lauren and Mr. Brady, Joe Brady. Thought I heard her voice before. And there's Ginger. That's our dog, Ginger. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Mike. If I didn't say something, I would have been in trouble later, I'm telling you. Here's Fran Brunell. He hits a high drive to left field. And that's Jason underneath it. And he makes the catch, falls down, but he holds on. So left field's a rough spot tonight. So Fran is retired on the fly ball. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And here comes Angela. Angela Marriott, who is a lifeguard up at the pool. Now, I heard them just say Amanda. I might have that backwards. This could be Amanda. Here's a pop-up to third, and a nice play by the third baseman to retire Amanda for the second out. Amanda and Angela are sisters, Piccianos, although Angela is Marriott. They are, again, from the Picciano family who run the Peekskill Ice and have for many, many years on Washington Street. So this is Angela. Up for her second time. She reached base her first time up on a hit. 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. And the City of Peekskill employees trail the Chamber of Commerce 3-0. And there's a base hit, another hit for Amanda. Angela. We'll get it right. She's on with 2 out. And that brings up Harvey Barnes. Harvey flew out to left field his first time up. What do you need, Vidge? An opener?
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes. Harvey swings and misses. Yeah, Joe. Barthemus saying Harvey could put one out of here. He's got good power. He was a real good baseball player. Played with the Tides last year. Did more pitching later in his career than he won the home run derby here. That it was held during celebration. Nice play by the third baseman. Throws to Nicky at second for the out to retire the side. So Bob Mayer gives up the 1 hit but retires the side. And at the end of 3, there you get a good rip by Harvey. And a good play by the third baseman. Throw over to Nicky, covering the bag to retire the side. So at the end of 3, the score remains the Chamber of Commerce 3 and the City of Peekskill employees 0. Now, we were talking about the Riverfront concerts Wednesday nights down at the Riverfront, and the children's events also down at the Riverfront on Monday nights. Still probably at least 2 more of those events each to go during the summer. Summer flying by, and you get a shot of the water sprinkler system. That's not currently on, but again, that's happened. The sprinklers have been on when they weren't supposed to, and games were rained out. But the Peekskill Stadium here, July 21st, 2004 was the opening game of the Peekskill Stadium. It was a project put together with cooperation with the county, and really something that was needed here in the city. But before that time, here's Arnie up to bat for the Chamber. Before that time, any of the fall league baseball teams here in Peekskill had to play all road games, because the only large-sized baseball field at that time was the Depew Park baseball field, which was a great field, but it was on a football field. And as soon as the summer was over and fall came, the goalposts went up, and all our fall baseball teams had to play road games all during the fall. Here's a ground ball off the glove of Fran, scooped up by Dante, and his throw is too high to Mike. And Arnie's on with an error. He'll move to second on the throw. There you see Dante fielding it after tipped off Fran's glove, and a little off-balance throw, a little too high for Mike Welty. And Arnie at second with nobody out. There's a ground ball right back to Fran, makes the good play, checks the runner back, and throws to first. And that was Bob Meyer who hit that ball. Good play by Fran. to retire Bob and hold the runner Arnie at second. So Bob hit that hard. I'd say Bob played some ball in his day. Here's a fly ball to center field. Harvey underneath it. Makes the catch, and with Crow hop, I don't think he was going anywhere with that throw. He knocked somebody down. He threw that ball. So the second out here in the fourth. Arnie holds at second. And we got a lot of batters coming up that we don't have names for. We'll try to get them if we can. Fourth. Top of the fourth. Here's a drive to right center field. Nick Soto underneath it, and he makes the catch for the last out. To retire the side. So good inning for Fran there. Arnie reaches on the error, but is stranded at second. And in the middle of the fourth inning, the Chamber still leads the City of Peekskill employees 4-0. I'm sorry, fourth inning. Sorry, Billy. Billy panicking over here. 3-0. Chamber leads. Bob Mayer on the mound doing a nice job for the Chamber of Commerce. The Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce and their executive director, Debbie Malone, putting this game together. We said you get a good shot there of Porky's Place, and every time we do a broadcast, Mike, we always remind everybody of Porky's Place out there beyond the right field fence, the entrance to the parking lot. Porky Mail was the longtime supporter of athletics here in the City of Peekskill. Unfortunately passed away a couple summers ago, and he's sorely missed. Porky was always present at football games, basketball games. He's one of Coach Panzanero's right-hand men, keeping stats, keeping all the equipment ready for the players. Him and Joe who's here tonight, Joe Barthemus, opening and closing the Peekskill Stadium, making sure the lights were on, was always at a game. And we miss Porky, and again, last summer, the city naming the entranceway to the parking lot here at Peekskill Stadium for Porky, called Porky's Place. Here's a ground ball by McDonough, and the throw to first in time. Nice play by the third baseman and first baseman, John Malone. 3-0. Joe getting the scoreboard going here. Here's Nick Soto, drives one to deep left field. Left fielder going back toward the track. And it's one hop off the fence. So Nick drives one real deep. He's to second. And slip slides his way to third. So Nick has a one-out triple. And I have to tell you about a game. There you see Nick's drive. We played a game here 2 or 3 summers ago, a night game against Yonkers WPBA, and Nick was one of our best players that year, was having a good year hitting, and Yonkers was a really good team. And we were close game. We might have been losing by a run. Nick came up, and it was nighttime. It was dark. Nick hit one to left field. Here's Mike Welty grounding one to second. Will drive the run in. Arnie throws to first, but not in time. So Mike has an RBI, drives in the first run for the City of Peekskill, and they now trail 3-1. So Arnie Bear, nice play by Arnie, yeah, but just not in time to get Mike hustling down the line. Good play. But on this particular night, Nick hit one down the left field line, and everybody lost it in the darkness. The umpires didn't know what happened. They ended up calling it a home run. We never knew where the ball landed. Here's Jimmy Robb. He swings and misses, takes a big cut. Make sure he's okay. But Nick really had a really great year for us that summer and has continued to play up at the University of Albany. Here's a line drive into left field, base hit for Robbie. Mike goes to second, so the City of Peekskill team now putting a little something together. They got one run in, runners at first and second with one out. And here's big Mike Ritter. Mike points. Okay, don't know what that point was for. He's going to hit one over the center field fence. Ray calling all the outfielders in. There's a pop-up right in front of the mound, and Bob's going to field it. Throw to first in time. So Bob Meyer made a good play retiring Mike. It does move up the runners. Mike not getting down the line like he used to. Actually, stayed and looked at that for a little bit. Was hoping it would go foul, but Bob made a good play in his throw to John Malone at first in time to retire Mike Ritter for the second out. So there's 2 out now. And here's Vidge. Vidge, a local fireman here. And here's a pop-up on the right side. Arnie going back. Right fielder coming in. Is going to drop in and will drive in 1 run. And Robbie's going to hold up at third. But Vidge has an RBI single. Now to score 3-2 now in favor of the Chamber. Vidge dropping one in down the right field line. And here's Dante Starr. Dante Harris. He swings and misses. Dante's got that baseball swing going. That slow pitch softball. A little bit different. Dante, a real good ball player. Here's a pop-up back at third. We'll go out of play. 0-2 now to Dante. Dante in Little League was a catcher, pitcher, little first base, pitched for the Elks and Coach John Egan. And then later became the starting catcher for the Peekskill varsity in his sophomore, junior, and senior years. So, and was the leader of that squad, really, one of their captains his senior year, Dante Harris. A little inside 1-2. Dante working for the recreation department down at the boat launch this summer. Here's a drive to center, right at the center fielder, who makes the catch to retire the side. But not before the City of Peekskill team scores 2 runs. And at the end of 4 innings, it's the Chamber of Commerce 3 and the City of Peekskill 2. Good game, yeah, 3-2. Some impressive plays out there. Good defense. Not the fastest base running you've ever seen, all right, Joe? Everybody's got to go to work tomorrow. That's usually the call. Nobody wants to get hurt. We did have a nice slide into second where the runner was retired. But everybody having a good time, and really a good, nice competitive game. Nicky D is going to lead it off for the Chamber here in the 5th inning. Fran Burnell still on the mound for the City of Peekskill. The combination of Mike Ritter and Harvey Barnes in left and left center field. Any way you can get the out, you get the out. Tip the ball to your teammate. And here's Nicky D. Brady up for the second time. Nicky playing second base tonight for the Chamber team. Nicky reached on an error and scored in the 1st inning. Nicky with her This Is Me shirt. Again, we talked about Lauren's Foundation, This Is Me. Lauren and Nicky and Caitlin, Chris Ann and their mom and dad, Joe and Ann Brady, doing a great job raising a lot of money for alopecia and for the scholarships we spoke about. Here's a ground ball up the middle, knocked down by Robbie, and he slips and slides, and Nicky's going to be on with an infield hit. So Nicky has a leadoff hit here in the 5th. And Ray check and make sure Jimmy's okay. He's got to come to work tomorrow. Might have to work on the field. No calling in sick. Here's Ken J now. Ken singled his first time up. That pitch a little deep for a ball. Ken, a right-handed batter. Here's a fly ball to short left. Mike coming in. Harvey makes the catch. I think after that last inning, Mike's going to let Harvey catch whatever he can. Remember that, Mike, from the Kelly leak from Bad News Bears? Harvey playing Kelly Leak right there. 1 out now for the Chamber. Here's Dan with a ground ball to McDonough. Tosses to second for 1. Robbie back to first. And you call him safe? Oh, safe at first. Ray called him off the base. I think that's a good call. Let's get a look. Here's the ground ball to third. Scott McDonough. Tosses to Robbie at second for the out. Now watch the foot. And looks like Mike's foot. Yeah, good job, Mike. Look at that. His foot is off the bag. Good call by umpire Ray Glassoff. 1 challenge. Tell him not to challenge. Put the thumbs down because Mike had it. Here's a line drive to third by Laura Miller. 2 retired aside. So no runs for the Chamber here in the 5th, and they still lead 3-2. And Lou choosing not to challenge because Mike Miner had the replay with first baseman's foot clearly off the base. So we'll move to the bottom of the 5th. Chambers still leads 3-2. And we also want to talk about the Paramount Center for the Arts. A lot of good shows have been coming throughout the spring and summer. Bernie Williams coming fairly soon in August to the Paramount. We had Charlie Daniels there earlier, and Marshall Tucker Band, Joan Rivers. A lot of good shows at the Paramount. You can check that out on their website, see what upcoming shows are coming. But again, the Paramount back in business and a lot of great shows over on Brown Street. Bob Meyer on the mound. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-2. The Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce leads the Peekskill City employees here. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Bob Meyer on the mound the whole time for the Chamber, doing a good job. Bob's really done a nice job fielding his position also, making some plays. And Fran's going to lead it off for the city. He's talking with Lou Panzanero right now. Skies are still a little dark, but I think their threat of rain is probably gone for the time being. Not one of your beautiful nights you get down here during the summer at the Peekskill Stadium, but it's nice enough. It's comfortable. Field's not wet. Field's not muddy at all. And the right fielder and second baseman doesn't have to deal with the setting sun directly in their eyes. So they're thankful for that. Here's Fran now leading off the bottom of the 5th. For the City of Peekskill employees, they trail 3-2. That's one foul straight back. Fran a little off balance. Going for the downs. A lot of big swings here, Mike. Here's a hard ground to third. Foul. Back a third. 0-2. Now, see what happens on a close call here. Whether Ray will call Fran out on strikes. I doubt it. Watch your back, Fran. That one's fouled straight back, so Fran's still a little bit out in front. Three to two here in the bottom of the 5th. Joe DeChristopher and Mike Miner, Billy Miner. The Peekskill Mayor's Challenge. Here's a line drive to left and down for a base hit. Ram will hold up for a single. Good try by the left fielder, Jason. That's Jason, right, Mike? Jason Angel. Diving try, and looks like it hit off his glove, and he's not able to come up with it. So Fran has a leadoff hit here in the 5th. He's the potential tying run for Amanda Picciano. Make sure we get that right. Here's a fly ball to right field. That will drop in for a base hit. Nice play. And Fran sliding into second. So Amanda has a base hit. That puts runners at first and second with nobody out. I'll bring up her sister, Angela. Fran with a nice slide into second, going all out here. Ansels 2 for 2 tonight. There's a line drive up the middle, base hit. Fran will stop at third. The throw comes in and is cut off and gets past Bob. And will go all the way to the backstop. And Fran trying to come home will score. Ray tossing in an extra ball there, trying to get Fran out at home. I thought it was a real ball, Mike. So Fran scores on the hit by Angela. And the score now tied. Amanda moves to third. Angela to second on the wild throw. And here's Harvey now with a chance to put the City team in the lead for the first time. Here's a hard grounder pass, short and into left field for a base hit. Amanda scores. Harvey slides into second. Angela will now score on the throw to second, so 2 come in on Harvey's base hit. And the City now leads the game 5-3. So the City team going all out here. We got 2 people sliding. There you see Harvey sliding into second. Like a slip slide, the base moves. Stick it back where it belongs, Harvey. Thank you. Now here's Scott McDonough now from the police department. Big right-handed hitter. Scott has popped out and grounded out. Hits one to third. Nice play by the third baseman. Throw, ooh, off the shin of the first baseman. That had to hurt. And Harvey, or Scott rather, there. Nice play by the third baseman. I think that's Danielle. And the throw bounced and skipped off the leg of the first baseman. Here's Nick Soto again with that drive to left. This one is fair. That'll drive in Harvey. And Scott will limp into second. He might have pulled something. He's going to limp into third. Nick will jog into second with a double. So hopefully Scott's okay. Nick's at second with a double. Drives in another run. Score now 6-3. The City leads. And here's Mike Welty. Mike, again, the director of planning for the City. And that pitch in there for a strike. That pitch swung on and missed. 2 strikes now to Mike Welty. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The City of Peekskill has taken the lead from the Chamber of Commerce, 6-3. Mike Welty at the plate with Nick Soto at second and Scott McDonough at third. Here's a grounder to second. Nicky Fields throws to first to retire Mike, but not before Scott scores. So it's 7-3 now. Nick moves to third. And that brings up Jimmy Robb. Here's a fly ball to center field. Nick tagging, catch is made, and Nick will hustle in and score the 8th run for the City of Peekskill. That makes it 8-3. 6 runs this inning here in the bottom of the 5th. That clears the bases now for Mike Ritter. 2 outs. Nick scoring easily on the sacrifice fly. Good play by the center fielder. Good throw, but Nick scores easily. 8-3, bottom 5. Here's a pop-up again, this time to Bob Meyer, and he fields it easily for the 3rd out. So Mike pops up again. The other one was right in front of home plate. This one right to Bob and he fields it for the third out. But the City of Peekskill employees do score 6 runs, and at the end of 5, they lead the Chamber of Commerce 8-3. So good inning there for the city. The bat's coming around a little bit. Nick Soto with a big hit, and they lead 8-3. Now, Mike, I also believe at this time the Restaurant Row is still going on downtown Peekskill, where they close off North Division Street, or where all the restaurants are on Saturday nights and Sunday afternoons. So a good opportunity. There's music playing to go down and have dinner at one of the many restaurants down there and listen to some music on a really nice summer night if you get the opportunity. And there's Anthony Rosario. Anthony was up in the booth a minute ago. There you see him in the dugout supporting his City of Peekskill team. The city manager. Okay, let's see if we can pick up our lineup. For the Chamber, this is Tom. Tom hits a grounder back to Fran. He fields it nicely and throws Tom out at first. 1 out. Joe taking care of everybody up here tonight. Here's Brian McCormick from True Payroll Integration. Brian McCormick playing center field tonight. We saw him making a couple nice plays so far. Brian flew out to center field his first time up. 8-3 here in the top of the 6th inning. That pitch a little inside. Here's a hard grounder to short, off the glove of Dante and into left field for a base hit for Brian McCormick. So he's on with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Hard shot. Dante reached to his right, tried to backhand, but not able to come up with the play. Okay, we have Bob up here. Bob reached last time up and scored. Vidge not able to field that one. That's in for a base hit. So runners at first and second now for the Chamber. They trail 8-3. Vidge hustling out in left field, but not able to get there in time. His hat flies off, his bucket hat. Got his dog Benny here with him in the dugout, but Vidge not able to make the play. That pitch popped up. Again, Vidge coming in, Dante going out, and it drops in between the two of them. Brian's going to score. That makes it 8-4. Watch this play now. You see Vidge come in, Dante going out. Luckily, they didn't run into each other. And it drops, and Vidge kicks it. Hat flies off again. Vidge is winded now. That's 2 times in a row he had to run in all the way from left field. Here's another fly ball left field. This one to Vidge. He says he's got it, and he makes the catch. Runner tags. Vidge's throw will not be in time. So a sacrifice fly, run scores, making it 8-5 now in favor of the City of Peekskill employees. Vidge getting a workout here. 3 balls in a row. He handled that one fairly easily. Here's John Malone now. John with Prudential Rivertowns Realty. Here's a pop-up to short center. Dante going back. Harvey coming in. Harvey makes the play to retire the side. So the Chamber of Commerce able to score 2 more to cut the lead of the Peekskill City employees to 8-5 as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. And many of the members of the Chamber team from businesses all around town. Brian McCormick with True Payroll Integration. Kenny J with the EVO Merchant Services. Arnie with the Division Street Grill, of course. There's Vidge. Vidge is all right. Like that hat. Yankee hat. That's okay. There you see his dog. There's Benny. That's the team mascot. That's Vidge's dog, Benny. On the leash. He's firing all the players up. Talking to Vidge. Telling him to, you know, got to make that play, Vidge. Pat Lennon with ITI Strategies. Bob Mayer, as we mentioned, with the Peekskill Museum. Jason Angel with the Peekskill bid. Laura Miller with UBS Financial. There you see Coach Lou talking to his players. And, again, Debbie Malone kind of putting the chamber team together. Asked Lou to coach the squad. Lou with Camp Inc., of course, downtown. Doing a great job with all the students at Peekskill High School. Laura Miller was catching. But as we move to the sixth, not an easy job. Squatting, catching up and down. And we're going to have a replacement for Laura. Okay, good. Can't play without the catcher or the umpire. Vidge is going to lead it off here in the bottom of the sixth for the City of Peekskill team. They lead 8-5. Going to play 9 innings tonight. And you'll put the lights on, Joe, or no? They're going to play 9. So they may want to put them on. We'll see. Vidge hits one to right center field. Goes all the way to the fence. He's got 2. He's going to go to third. And he smartly will ease up there. Throw gets away, but Vidge's not going anywhere. Wait, now he's going to try for home. And he will score. Vidge, there's Spanky. If there ever was a Spanky, Mike, right? Vidge was Spanky growing up, absolutely. But watch Vidge now. He hits a good ball here to the center field, in between the outfielders, goes all the way to the wall. Brian McCormick hustling the ball down. Now Vidge gets to third, and he's done. He didn't realize the throw got away until his teammates made him aware of that, and then he hustled home. No home run, Vidge. That's only a triple and a bad throw. But it is a run for the City of Peekskill, and they lead 9-3 now. Here's Harvey. He pops one up third base and catches me. And we said Harvey plays a lot of baseball, may still play a lot of baseball. If you're playing fast pitch baseball, hard ball, and you come here and you got slow pitch softball, it's very difficult to adjust your timing. You see Harvey out in front of that a little bit. So he's retired for the first out. Here's Fran now. Fran Burnell. Here's a fly ball. Will go out of play into the bleachers over by the railroad tracks. And here comes a train, as you can hear in the background. Hopefully that ball didn't hit the train. Oh, 1 to Fran. 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. City of Peekskill employees lead the Chamber of Commerce. 8-5, high fly ball to left field. Left fielder. Oh, off his glove. That ball was up there a long time. Fran's going to jog into second with a double. He'll hold up there. High fly ball. Left fielder settling underneath it. Looked like he had a play and hit off his glove. It's getting a little dark. I don't know if that was a problem or not. Here you see him settling under it. And backpedaling a little bit and just off his glove. So Fran's at second now with 1 out. For Amanda Picciano. There's a line drive over the head of Arnie into right field for a base hit. Fran will stop at third. So Amanda with her third hit. And I think Lou Panzanero from the Chamber dugout held Fran up at third. Probably smartly, though. Here's Angela Marriott now. Here's a fly ball to shallow center. Brian comes in, makes the catch, slides to one knee. Fran will hold up. Good play by Brian. Fran had been dead duck. Nice play by Brian McCormick on the short fly by Angela. holding Fran at third and keeping the score at 9-5. Good throw in by Brian. He's having a nice game tonight. And here's Harvey. That was Dante before. Sorry about that. That popped up. Here's Harvey now. Here's a hard grounder to third. Fielded. Bobbled. Throw to second. In time. Nice play to get Amanda trying to advance. So good play by the third baseman to retire the side. Harvey with a hard ground ball. And that does retire the side. But Peekskill scores one more on the so-called home run by Mike Vigiano. And they lead 9-5 as we move to the 7th inning. And we want to mention a few other the members of the chamber and the businesses that they are representing here. Again, Bill Volt's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, represented by Danielle Basciano, I think, who's playing shortstop. Oriana Villarreal, who's playing a nice third base tonight. Chris Marchauser from Bill Volt's, John Downey from Bill Volt's, Josh Alexander, also from Bill Volt's, and Jim Basili from Bill Volt's. And we saw Rick Pizzullo earlier from the Examiner, and Daniel Mucci from ABM Janitorial Services. So thank you for all the players for coming and representing your businesses and representing the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce in tonight's game. Having a good time here tonight. It's Peekskill city employees leading the Gateway Chamber 9-5. Here you see Debbie Malone down on the field making some changes maybe. Let's see if we can get this lineup correct. First pitch is fouled straight back. Here's a pop-up to short center field. Harvey coming in. And he makes the catch for the first out here in the 7th. One out. And I think this is James Keogh. James reached on an error his first time. And Ray giving Fran a warning, again on that high arc. And he throws it even higher. So disrespect for the umpire there. And a walk, our first walk of the game. So James on first. And this is Rick Pizzullo, correct, Mike? Okay, Rick Pizzullo. I think that might have been Josh up previously, not Tom. Trying to keep 18 batters straight. And Rick fouls one off. Vitch, come on over. How you doing, Vitch? You all right?
I'm all right. How are you?
Had a little rough time in left field there. You all right?
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't call anybody off.
Now, what happened on that ball you hit? You stopped at third base.
I was looking for an oxygen tank. There wasn't one there.
It was a nice hit, though, Vitch. Well done. We got a nice shot of Benny down in the dugout, too.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Good.
Rick flies out to left field for the second out. 2 out here. Vidge, we got to give you a little shout out. Vidge at our Little League field this year up at the Tompkins Park. Vidge and his guys did a great paint job on our clubhouse, painted it nice, beautiful green and white, and really
nothing to do with the Jets.
Nothing to do with the Jet. We thought about talking to the Jets about putting a big Jet emblem up there. Maybe they would have sponsored it, but
you claimed that I was a Jet fan.
we thought Vidge was a Jet fan.
I'd have a lot more grays like you if I was a Jet fan.
Vidge is a Cowboy fan. We correct that, the mistake we made back in April. But thanks again, Vidge, for the great job you and your guys did this past spring on the clubhouse up at Tompkins Park and Peekskill Pole Little League.
Welcome.
Here's a line drive to left field. Harvey makes the play, left center field. 2 retired aside. So that'll do it for the chamber here in the 7th. They trail 9-5. We'll move to the bottom of the 7th now. So, Vidge, what's going on now in the fire department? What's going on in the city of Peekskill with the fire department?
It's been quiet, which is good.
We missed the 4th of July parade.
Yes, we did.
Had bad weather for that. Now, really nothing you can do about rescheduling or anything like that.
No, from what I understand, it's because of the bands. They have so many gigs that they plan out for the whole weekend that they can't be rescheduled for another day.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough call for Bob Bodie. And I guess we are only playing 7 innings, so maybe a few tired legs out there and a few bad backs, but that is going to be it. The City of Peekskill team defeats the Gateway Chamber of Commerce team 9-5 in a really great game. Had a lot of fun, some good plays, a lot of sportsmanship. Good job by Ray and Debbie putting this game together. You see everybody gathering together for a picture. Vidge ran down from here to make sure he gets in the front row. See him? There's Debbie and the rest of the chamber crew, Coach Lou. And really a great time here tonight at Peekskill Stadium. 9-5, the City of Peekskill employees defeating the Gateway Chamber of Commerce in a Mayor's Challenge for 2014. Thanks to all the players for coming out and playing in tonight's game, having a good time, nobody getting hurt, nobody taking it too seriously, and just a lot of fun and a good softball game was had here tonight. So there you see Lou and Vidge, Ray, and the rest of the players. So again, now they are going back out in the field. All right, that was a photo op. That's all that was. You think, Mike? It looks like that was a photo op. So the game is not over. Okay, we apologize. I guess they're going to play 9. That's what they had said. But they must have just gathered to get a picture with everyone. So we will move to the bottom of the 7. Maybe Vidge is pleading for no more game. He might be worn out. And Lou talking to the Amanda and Angela. And we are going to move to the bottom of the 7th now. And Scott McDonough from the police department will lead it off here for the City of Peekskill. They lead 9-5. Bottom of the 7th. Thought we had a game ending. Almost did a closing there, Mike. Look, you stretched it out a little bit. And Scott will hit here in the bottom of the 7th for the City of Peekskill. Scott has scored 1 of the 9 runs so far tonight for the city team. You see a good look at the Mayor's Challenge shirt from 2010. That's all right. There's a line drive right at the shortstop. Nice play for the first out. Scott hitting a little bit of hard luck tonight. He's hit 2 hard ground balls and a hard line drive there. But that will be recorded for the first out. Here's Nick Soto now. Nick hit the long triple his last time up. Here's a pop-up to deep right field. Right fielder going back, and it's going to be over his head. Nick slips, takes out the first baseman. And hopefully everybody's okay. Nick's okay. First baseman's okay. He's still off the base. They could tag him if they want. He's going to stop at first. So it's a nice ploy by the first baseman to keep him from going to second. And let's see. Here you see Nick coming around first, and the first baseman kind of watching the play. Nick slips right there and leg whips the first baseman, takes him out. But everybody looks like they're okay. And Nick's at first now with 1 out. I think that was Josh Alexander, the first baseman. But he looks to be okay. The grass is a little slippery. We did have a little bit of rain. The dirt's fine, but the grass is a little slippery. Here's Mike Welty now for the City of Peekskill. 9-5. They lead the Mayor's Challenge 2014 over the Chamber of Commerce. Here's a grounder to short. Backhand under the glove. And Nick moves to second, and Mike's on at first now with 1 out. Mike going the other way. Just under the glove of the shortstop. Here's Jimmy Robinson now. He's up here with runners at first and second. And 1 out. That pitch fouled off. Laura Miller back at catcher for the Chambers. She was bailing on that one, getting out of the way. Here's a slow ground ball to short, fielded by the shortstop, flips to third for the second out. Nice play. Oriana at third base, playing a nice game at third base today. She's a player. You can tell she's played somewhere in the past. Nice softball player. Made some nice plays at third and a couple nice hits. Here's Mike now, former Peekskill High School basketball star. Part of that team we spoke about earlier in the game, the Five Fingers. Mike was the, here's a hard grounder to second. Nikki bobbles and touches the bag for the out. Nice play by Nikki D. Brady. Hard ground ball by Mike Ritter. She fielded it, bobbled it a little bit, and got to the bag to retire to side. Watch this play. And Mike hits it hard there. Nikki hangs on to it, keeps control, and touches up the bag to get Mike for the third out. So no runs here in the seventh. And at the end of 7, the City of Peekskill employees lead the Chamber of Commerce 9-5. We were talking about Mike there for a minute when he was up the bat. Again, Mike part of that Coach Morrow's team, one of the Five Fingers, Mike the shooting guard on that team. We're really strong sectional winners for Coach Morrow. And we are here at the Peekskill Stadium. Joe DeChristopher along with Mike Miner, Billy Miner, Joe Barthemus running the booth up here. You get a nice shot across the river on the Rockland side. No sunset tonight, but it's still a beautiful sight. You got a train going by. But if you come down to the Peekskill Stadium almost any night during the summer, you'll have a game going on, whether it be the Peekskill Tides or one of the youth teams, summer league, or even adult teams. You come by even on a Sunday morning, there's a game going on. And probably most all day on Saturday. So several teams taking advantage of the Peekskill Stadium. It's a great field to play at. Here's Jason Angel, leads the inning off with a base hit to left field. Again, Jason with the Peekskill bid. He leads off with a single. The Chamber trails 9-5. We move here to the 8th inning. And Artie Paglia the batter now. Arnie from the Division Street Grill. He's up here with a runner on first. Arnie had 2 hits so far tonight. Plays a nice second base also. Him and Nikki D alternating at second base. Odd and even innings. Here's a ground ball. Base hit into right field. So Arnie has another hit. Jason slips going around second. And he'll stop there. So a lot of slip sliding on the grass. We did have a little bit of rain. That makes the grass wet. And obviously with the shorter bases, this is a 90-foot base field. But with the shorter bases, the bases are placed on the grass. And if you're trying to turn a base going hard, you're going to slip and go down, as Jason did, as Nick did earlier. So Jason at second, Arnie at first, and here's Bob Meyer now. Tonight's pitcher for the Chamber. There's a grounder to second. Robbie bobbles, fields, flips to Dante in time for the first out. So they get the out at second. Jason moves to third. Arnie's retired on the force play, and Bob reaches on the fielder's choice. Nice play by Robbie. Nice backhand flip. And Dante making the play at shortstop. And here's a fly ball to left center. Harvey underneath it. He makes the catch for the second out. A strong throw home. Will not be in time to get Jason. He scores the 6th run now for the Chamber. And they trail 9-6. But the sacrifice fly scores the run, and Bob Mayer moves up to second base. So runner at second now with 1 out, 2 outs rather, here in the top of the 8th inning. The City of Peekskill employees lead the Gateway Chamber of Commerce 9-6 now. Chamber of Commerce led 3-0, and then a big 6-run inning by the City employees. They took the lead and have held it since. Here's a big left-hand batter here. He's a Bill Volt's guy. That's Jim Basili. And he pops one up on the infield. And Mike underneath makes the catch. So that was Jim Basili from Bill Volt's Dodge Jeep. He pops up to end the inning, but the Chamber does score another run. And they trail 9-6 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. So as we mentioned before, we're here at the Peekskill Stadium, and again, the stadium used by the Peekskill Tides. We broadcast one of their games earlier this summer, but the field gets much use throughout the spring, summer, and even into the fall. So again, it was a field that was much needed here in the city, and through the cooperation of the City of Peekskill and Westchester County, we're able to build the Peekskill Stadium, which again opened in 2004, had a short summer season, and then opened in, on a regular basis in the spring of 2005. And it was a big deal back then. Back in 2004, the stadium was being built throughout the fall and winter, and teams anticipating when they'd be able to play here. And I remember, I think it was one of the first nights that a game was played. It might have been the first game or one of the first games. We were up at the Peekskill Little League field at Tompkins Park, and after we were done up there, I put a bunch of kids, Dante being one of them, Dante Harris, put a bunch of kids in my car. We drove down. There was a night game going on, and the kids were all excited. As soon as the game ended, had 4 or 5 Little League players. They jumped onto the field and started running around the bases. It really was a big thrill for them, and has been a staple in the city, the jewel of the city ever since. So glad to have it here. Glad to have the Mayor's Challenge here tonight. And we move to the bottom of the 8th, and here's Vidge leading off the 8th. The city employees lead the Chamber of Commerce 9-6. Vidge hit that long triple last time and came home on the wild throw. He said he was looking for some oxygen when he reached third base. He hits here in the 8th. Bob Mayer doing a nice job on the mound for the Chamber, pitching the whole game. Here's a fly ball to left field. Brian McCormick again makes another nice play. He's been all over the field tonight. This time in left center. Retiring Vidge for the first out. And John Downey catching now for the Chamber, taking Laura's place. Him and Laura Miller alternating. John also from the Bill Volt's Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. And here's Dante Starr. He pops one out to left field. That is going to drop in for a hit. Dante will skip into second base, being very careful as he rounded first here. So Dante has a double with 1 out, and that'll bring up Coach Fran Burnell, the Director of Human Services for the City of Peekskill. Here you see Dante's bloop double. Fran, again, a graduate of Yorktown High School, was a football and baseball star. There's a drive to deep left field. Left fielder going back toward the track and can't get it. Ball lands on the track. Dante scores, or will score easily. Fran's into second with a double and a run batted in. So it's 10-6 now. Lou Panzanero calling for the ambulance. And we were talking to Fran before the game. We were talking about the home run derbies that were held here in the past during Celebration Week. And Fran actually won a home run derby here years ago. Here's Amanda Picciano now. Amanda has scored a run tonight, has a couple hits. Pitch a little deep for a ball. Pitch getting on the umpire a little bit. Watch out. Ray toss him. Here's a ground ball to short. Danielle Fields will have no play. So Angela on with an infield hit. She was able to hold Fran at second base, though, but no play to first. That was Danielle Basciano playing shortstop, also from Bill Volts, Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. And here is Angela Marriott now. Here's a fly ball to right center, and off the glove of the right center fielder. Fran will move up to third. Amanda moves to second, and Angela is on the error. So the base is loaded now for the City of Peekskill employees. Right center fielder got there, was not able to make the catch, though. So see if Harvey can cash in on that error. Bases loaded and 1 out. Harvey pops one up, foul back at third, and there'll be no play. Ball lands on the track, foul. Harvey scored 1 run tonight. A couple of flyouts. Ground out again. Harvey, a hard ball player, trying to adjust to the slow pitch softball. Not easy. Here's a hard ground to the short. Nice play by Danielle. She flips to third in time. Nice play by Danielle Basciano to retire Angela at third. A run does score, though. That makes it 11-6. Really nice play by Angela Basciano at shortstop. Angela and Oriana doing a nice job on the infield. They're alternating here. Oriana in the dugout now, but they've played nice short and third for the Chamber team. Here's Scott McDonough. He drives one into center for a base hit. Angela will try to score, and she will. Harvey gets hit with the throw, kicks it right up to Bob. I don't think he did that on purpose. Here you see the line drive hit by Scott, and Angela hesitated, but she comes in to score the 12th run. And here you see Harvey stops. Now he goes. Throw comes in. Yeah, a little kick right up. I think he did that on purpose, Mike. A little World Cup action there. Harvey stops at third. And Scott moves to second. And here's Nick Soto. A good look at Nick. Nick actually in the Peekskill Apollo Little League played 5 years in the Major League. Came up as a 9-year-old. And then at one point while Nick was playing, they changed the birth date. So Nick actually played 2 seasons as an 11-year-old and played 5 years in the Major Leagues. One of the real good players back at that time for the Peekskill Apollo Little League. He hits one to shortstop. And Danielle Fields holds the runner at third, but Nick reaches first, so the bases are loaded again. Good job by Danielle. Held the runner at third. Harvey not electing to go home. Here's Mike Welty now. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's a grounder to first. John Malone fields, flips to Bob. In time. Close play at first. Good play by John Malone. Flipping to Bob Meyer to retire Mike Welty. Let's see. May want to challenge that one. See if Fran goes for the challenge. Nick skips over the ball. Bob. Close, Mike. Let's see. Ty goes to the... He's out. Nice call by Ray. Ray's on it tonight, huh? So Mike Welty retired to finish the 8th inning. But the City of Peekskill employees scored 3 more, and they leave now 12-6. We move to the 9th inning. Last at-bats for the Chamber team. They trail by 6. And I think we're going to get top of the order. Yeah, we'll have Nikki DeBrey leading off. Well, I thought that was an ambulance back there, Mike. I thought somebody got, you see that? Lights flashing. Everybody's okay. Nobody got hurt so far. A couple slides, a couple light collisions. I'm sure tomorrow many of these players will be a little sore, hamstrings, shoulders, elbows. But it's been a really fun game. It's been a good game. And here's Nikki D. Brady leading off the 9th inning for the Chamber of Commerce team. Nikki has scored a run, has 2 hits. And Dante can't get that one. Another hit for Nikki. She leads off with a hit. Ball gets past Harvey and backed up by Nick. The throw in not in time. So Nikki D goes to second now. And a leadoff double for the Chamber. They trail by 6, so they got a little work to do. But here's Kenny J now. That was Kenny in right field last inning. Had that ball go off his glove. Had a good look. Lakeland Panis athlete. Line drive caught by Scott. Nice play. Nikki holding up at second. Nice play by Scott McDonough, City of Peekskill police officer. Mike Ritter works at the... Here's a fly ball to left field. There's Mike. Won't get that. That one is blocked by Mike. And Nikki D will hold at third. Mike works at the team travel camp and other recreation programs for Ray. So Nikki holds at third. Dan has a hit. Here's Laura Miller now. Runners at first and third with 1 out here in the 9th. Here's a tapper back to the mound. Fran Fields throws to first in time. Run will score. Nikki D ducking, making sure she doesn't get hit with a throw, but she scores, and it's now 12-7. Good job by Fran, just fielding it cleanly, setting himself, making a nice throw over to Mike Welty at first for the second out. So now the Chamber team down to their last out. And this is Tom. Tom is 0 for 2 so far. Reached on a fielder's choice and lined out to first base. And here's a grounder to short. Hits off the mound and gets by Dante. So Tom will reach. He's going to go to second and slides in safely on the wet grass, taking Robbie out. Dan gets to third. Tom gets to second. And here's Brian McCormick now with runners at second and third. 12-7. Base hit. Could score 2 for the Chamber. They trail by 5. There's 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Down to their last out. Brian's had a good game in the field and at the plate. Had a hit and scored in his last at bat. And grounded to first off the glove of Mike Welty and into right field. 1 run will score. McCormick will try for second. And his throw, not in time. Dante with the tag, missed Lucky, missed the high tag. And Brian doubles and scores 2. And that makes it 12-9 now. He gingerly goes around first on his way to second. Dante trying for the tag, but the throw was bounced a little bit high. And Brian slid under Dante's tag. So he's at second now with 2 out. Here's a pop-up right in front of the mound. Fran there, and he makes the catch to retire to side and end the game. So that will do it. I don't think they're going to play more than 9. There you see Fran and Coach Lou shaking hands. And the City of Peekskill employees defeat the Gateway Chamber of Commerce team 12-9 in a really fun game. A great job here tonight by everybody who played. You see everybody lining up and shaking hands. No one got hurt. And some good plays in the field, some good hitting. But overall, just a lot of fun and a great game here at the Peekskill Stadium for the Peekskill Mayor's Challenge for 2014. You get a good look at both teams there lining up at home plate and shaking hands. You see Debbie Malone there, who put this game together along with Ray. And fun time had by all. So, again, the final score in the 2014 Mayor's Challenge, the City of Peekskill employees 12 and the Gateway Chamber of Commerce team 9. Thanks again to Mike Miner and Billy Miner for doing all the work up here tonight. Billy on the board, Mike on the cameras, Joe Barthemus taking care of the scoreboard. I'm Joe DeChristopher. And until next time, thank you and good night.